How to be a good Muslim. Now, I'm not an Islamic speaker. I'm not here to speak on the deen. I'm not here to tell you how to pray and all those things. But I've lived a very, very meaningful and a very eventful life. I've seen good Muslims, I've seen bad Muslims, and I'm here to make commentary on what I know. In the modern world, we Muslims are lost more than ever. We don't know if we should be soft as cotton or hard as a rock. If you've ever gone on the Muslim side of TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, anywhere in my videos, scroll through some of the comments, you're going to see hundreds and hundreds of Muslims who are using Islam to back up their liberal agendas. I mean, they're all liberals. They are soft, they are into feminism, they are into being a pussy, and they just use Islamic words like, oh, but Allah tells you not to judge. Oh, but astaghfirullah, you gotta do this. On the other hand, if you watch UFC, you have guys from Dagestan, from Russia, the Muslim guys who use Islam to mold themselves into absolute warriors. And they're screaming Allah Akbar as they're beating people. The truth is, people use Islam to back up what they already believe in. You can literally support any ideology using Islam. You can say, well, Islam encourages not judging people and being very soft and forgiving, so we should all just be liberals. Now, I got a story to tell. And when I tell this story, I'm going to get hundreds and hundreds of hate comments everywhere on TikTok, on YouTube. Gonna piss a lot of people off, but I'm gonna say it anyway. A long time ago, when my auntie got married into our house, she came as a wife. She came from a very religious household. Everything was going alright. They had quite a good marriage, except she was spending a bit too much time watching TV and not doing many chores that she was supposed to be doing. And some rumors started going around, people started telling each other about it. And then her brother from her side of family beat her up and told her to be a better wife. Now, you're probably going crazy right now if you live in the West, but that's quite normal in my culture. Do I think beating her up is the right option? Of course not. Nevertheless, it is our job as men to keep our women in check. Nobody's gonna do it for us, it's our job. And I could also bring up some verses from the Quran that permit hitting your wife as a form of punishment. Now, I bet all these liberal Muslims aren't going to agree with that, will they? Even though it's part of the religion. So what do they agree with? They just handpick whatever applies to them. But you also shouldn't be crazy, like my auntie's brother who beat her up. That's too far. You need to find the balance between these two things, because Islam is both hardcore, it's dark, and it's really, really soft and light. If you want to be a good Muslim, you need to combine those two things. You need to be capable of doing dangerous things. You need to be capable of hitting people if you need to. You need to be capable. But that doesn't mean you should do it. You should find a way to use it at appropriate times. Psychologists ran into this concept many years ago when Carl Jung came up with the idea of the shadow. This is exactly what it is. And he said to be a complete man, you need to integrate the shadow, which means you need to be capable of dangerous things, but you should choose to control it whenever needed. That to me defines an ideal Muslim. People like Habib Nurmagomedov, people like Ahya Iman, these are the people that as a man you can look up to, because they are actually capable of doing bad things, but they choose not to do it. If you want to know how to integrate your shadow, I call this, in the Muslim sense, I call it taming the shaitan. Because you can't ignore him, you have to tame him.